Hey, what's going on YouTube? This video I wanted to do was how I train my mango tree in the shape that I want it. Usually I'm out here probably every day, every other day or so. I can kind of stay on top of these trees, switch out the limbs that I tie down, because you don't want to leave any strings or anything on the plant itself, because if you forget about it, if the tree's growing really rapidly, it can actually cut right through the bark. I mean, I've had it happen where I forgot about a couple limbs and sure enough it grew right through. So what you got to do is you got to stay on top of it. You figure out the shape that you want, kind of the direction that you want the tree to grow. It's actually going to grow in the direction that it wants to, but you can kind of manipulate it. So what I've done is, my father-in-law uses technique where he weighs this stuff down. It's an old school technique. He weighs it down, uses some string, some butcher string, and uses blocks or whatever he can get his hands on, and weighs down the limbs. Now, some of the larger branches can still be manipulated, but once they get too thick, it's almost impossible. So you have to kind of start when it's young, so you can figure out, you don't have to, deal with, large limbs. Get it when it's young, it's like training kids. Anyway, so when the new flushes come out, you choose the ones that you want, and you put them in the direction that you want. See, when a new flush comes through, like if it's brand new, like maybe a week old, you could actually manipulate that flush in a matter of a day or two. Like, for example, this one here, if I wanted to, I could actually undo it, and it'll pretty much stay in that direction, and won't give me any other problems. See, what I'm trying to create is the branch to grow horizontally to a point and then grow vertically after. So I'm trying to reach an area where I think it's wide enough, and then I can, just let the tree grow and hard prune it, once a year, but get my main branches. This is my Malika tree. That tree that you just saw, this tree right here is my lemon zest. I should have said what it was, but this is my Malika. Trying to just stay on top of this one, but it kind of gets neglected because I'm training the other one. I'm like in awe of the other one, so this one's kind of getting neglected. It's like the younger children. But this one I'm trying. This probably will turn out really nice. I mean, I got a few limbs tied down. Got that bar back there that's holding one of the limbs. But as you can see, I mean, it's kind of getting some shape. As it gets older, I'll selectively prune off some of the limbs that I don't want, some of the wood that I don't want. Over here is the Rosy Gold, and as you can see, this tree I'm just keeping at like 4.5 feet, and I'm letting it grow as wide as it is tall, maybe a little bit wider. But once it gets to a certain point, maybe I'll let it grow to about 6.5, 7 feet, and then I'll just let it grow vertical. See, what I'm saying is about these new shoots, like this shoot here, I could bring this down gently and leave it for about a day and a half, and it will go in the direction that I want it to. And get another look from this side. So this tree, I had a branch break off in a tropical storm like 2.5 years ago, and I'm kind of glad it did. Kind of glad that, you know, sometimes you just let things happen, let nature happen, let it shape. You know, it shapes itself. Let it reshape the tree. You know, if something happens, and you know, you just let it grow. You know, what I'm doing is I'm just I'm manipulating these trees now, training them to where I want them to, and then I'll let them grow. Then I'll let them do their thing. But like like a steward, you have to step in once in a while and maintain. Now if we look over here, this is my Cogshall. Now this tree's, I like this tree. It's beautiful. When I first got it, I couldn't believe the size of the trunk as far as the size of the tree overall. So I grabbed it. I think I got it for like $65. It was a 7-gallon, but I think it was newly up potted. It was a 3-gallon. I probably could have, if I would have been there like 2 weeks earlier, I could have got it for like $35. But it's well worth it. This tree is just very, very good. Good variety. I mean, it's I believe it's a semi-dwarf to dwarf variety. So it's already got a low structure. You can see the structure down there. Got a low structure already. So it's already starting to branch out. You know, but if you look at it here, it's really nice. I'm training this one. I got some of the limbs there. like this one I just put on today. So actually probably by later on this afternoon I could just take it off. You know, usually one day will get it to where you want it. Like for example, like this one. This was the one I removed to use up one of those ropes, one of those strings on that one. And look where it is. So this is what I'm trying to aim for. I want about, you know, maybe 5 feet width. So I want it to come out and then just grow up. And maybe as it grows up another 2 or 3 feet, then I'll bring it out horizontally again to the point I want it, and then let it grow vertical again. This one here is my Valencia Pride. What I failed to mention, the other, I was explaining the other trees is their age. This tree is a little over 2 years in the ground. It was a year old when I bought it, so it's 3 years old. This tree would actually be taller than the house if I had not pruned it back last year several times. But I'm trying to encourage this tree to grow wider, weighing down some of the branches. Like here, for example, this one. I just put this one on today. I could actually let that one go if I wanted to. I got it to where I wanted it. Got it to where I wanted it. Yep. Yep. You can kind of see what's going on. Any of the dominant shoots that grow up, you want to kind of remove those. What I do is I remove them and I use them for Scion wood at my father-in-law's house. This is an Alphonso. This one belongs to a friend of mine, and I'm training it for him. Up here, what I did was I put 2 pieces of bamboo, and I got a rebar in the middle, and I'm giving this 4 limbs, 4 horizontal limbs. And, you know, once he gets it in the ground in a year and a half from now, and I mean this thing will be doing really well. I mean, it's doing well now, so, but once it gets in the ground, this thing, look out. This is an Alphonso. And I think this is maybe 2.5 years old. This one here, this is a Langsetia, and I've gotten one flush of growth this year. Actually two. The first flush of growth was flower inflorescence, and this is the second flush of growth. So when I grafted this one, I used the Rosy Gold seed from one of the fruit I had, and I think the Rosy Gold seed was, or is, maybe a semi. That seed was semi, I don't know, maybe semi-dwarf. It's not a fast-growing tree. But I could be wrong. But this one's 2 years old, 2.5 years old. I actually grafted this tree when the seedling was only approximately maybe a month and a half old. I didn't wait too long. Here's Naam Doc Mai. This one's taking a long time. I think it's the location. But I got the first flush of growth this year, and it's doing well. Doing really well. And this one's probably the same amount of years, maybe 2.5 years old. It's been in the ground a year. And back over to the Cogshall. The Cogshall, this has been in the ground 1 year, and I think when I got it, it was probably maybe 2.5 years, 3 years old, maybe already. The next limb I have to do is this limb. Bring it down like that. Control it. Rosy Gold. I put this in the ground in October of 2014. It's probably maybe a year and a half when I got it. 2 years old when I got it, so it's probably 6 years old. This year I put in the ground the same time I put that Cogshall, and it was probably another maybe 2 years old. So it's this 3-year-old tree, and this lemon zest here is approximately, it's been in the ground 2 years now, and I'm gonna say it's probably 5 years old. It's probably maybe less, maybe 4. But this one's grown in. I mean, I remember when I first got it, I put it in the ground. It didn't grow, didn't move, nothing for like 6 months. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And then all of a sudden it started growing. But I hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching.